Shalom everyone, this is Rabbi Yonatan with my weekly Torah thought, Tu Bishvat Sameach, Happy Tu Bishvat, which is today. By the time you see this, it might be afterwards, but still we're thinking about Tu Bishvat this week. Of course, it's also Parshat Yitro, Jethro, also known famously for the revelation of God to the people of Israel at Sinai and the receiving of the Ten Commandments, which ask the question, not only what is freedom for, what do we do with our freedom, and what responsibilities does sort of a divine demand put on our shoulders? And I think that's a very important question, and one that comes back to this idea of Tu Bishvat, which is, of course, the New Year's of the trees. By the way, what is the blessing over grapes? You might say, Borei Pri Agafen. Well, only when grapes are made into wine. Wine is the highest form, according to Judaism, of these grapes. Otherwise, Borei Pri Ha'etz, of the trees. And this is the holiday of the trees. But it's so much more than that. It's become a holiday where we not only think about the trees and how we are in many ways like trees, and how in many ways all of the everything living in the world is dependent one upon the other, which brings us back to Yitro, responsibility. In our time, the command to take care and be a steward to our world, to our environment, has become very, very strong. And we invoke texts like that of Kohelet Rabbah that says that God told us, I've given you this world, please take care of it, because if you don't, there will be no one else to do it. Responsibility for the earth. And we also spoke in our Tu Bishvat Seder that was beautiful this week about thinking, also bringing into our Seder those communities in Israel that were decimated on October 7th, who were bringing crops and agriculture and trees and things into the world, a Zionism that connects to the land, to our source of food and life. And of course, thinking about the rebirth of those communities. And of course, lastly, is our responsibility to the hostages. I feel like this week a global consciousness has really come forth that the time for the hostages is very short. We saw 3 hostages come out in terrible condition, and it became clear to everyone that the time is now. The hostages have to be released immediately. And so we hear the cries, and when the world cries out and says, we need them out now, we hope to God and anticipate that this is the time when we will see them, and we will see them alive. Responsibility. Raise our voices, raise our consciousness of the world, of our people, and of humanity. And we say, Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.